Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for reviewing my application for the SSI Fellowship cohort of 2024. My name is Arielle Bennett. I'm currently a program manager for tools, practices, and systems at the Alan Turing Institute, where we work to embed research, open, ethical, reproducible, and collaborative research practices into data science and AI research. I'm currently based full-time remotely in Boston, Massachusetts. And as part of my role, I've been delighted to become heavily involved in the Turing Way as a contributor and as a member of the Turing Way Book Dash organizing committee since 2021. I've had quite a diverse career, as you can see, and I've also had the privilege of sharing my views, perspectives, and values around open source software and reproducible work in a variety of different formats as well throughout my career. There's just a sample here, but I do regularly give talks and write up blog posts to share my experiences. My fellowship proposal is entitled From Open Code to Open Contributions. It's centered around the acknowledgement that although we know open source plays a critical role in research software, that UKRI has a mandate in place for people to publish their code openly. Many other funding sources are following suit. At the moment, the recognition of the importance of open source software in research is largely focused on just that, getting people, researchers, to publish code openly rather than contributing to existing open source projects. This causes a lot of issues when it comes to maintaining critical legacy projects, to ensuring that people are actually able to reuse work that has been previously published, and making the process of adapting and reusing existing code more efficient as well. There's an existing community of practice at the Alan Turing Institute that is contributing to open source, predominantly in the research engineering group. And my fellowship aim is to work with the people in the community of practice and the wider community across the UK to understand perceptions of and barriers to contributing to open source projects from researchers, RSEs, and other research professionals. This is I'm planning to do this via a survey and intend to use the findings of this survey to develop an initial approach for improving contributions to open source focused on the Alan Turing Institute initially, where I will run a pilot, evaluate the results, and then share how this has all gone with the wider community as well, to help other organizations who might be developing or looking to develop similar approaches in the future. The activities and deliverables are split across sort of 6 main strands. There is an ongoing report on open source projects and contributions that I'm developing with the community of practice at the Alan Turing Institute. It needs developing with regards to the metrics to include and development of a network analysis, which I'm planning to work on as part of my initial time on the fellowship. And we will seek to approval to have the methodology published, however, even if we can't make the full report published, but planning to use this as a baseline for evaluating some of the results against as well. Second up, and the vast bulk of the work I'm planning to do, is a survey that will be open to the wider community on open source attitudes across RSEs, researchers, and other research professionals. To improve the level of contributions, we first need to understand what the barriers are and the blockers are to people contributing more. And I plan to draw on a lot of my previous experience developing and running multiple surveys across my career to contribute to this. But I will also, activity number 4, I will also be planning to run a pilot brainstorming for some of the questions at Collaborations Workshop 2025 to look at whether the survey will answer other questions people have about attitudes to open source as well. Going back, I also intend to support a pilot activity program to see if concerted effort will support increasing open source contributions, and intend to follow that up with an abstract at RSECon 2025 to tell people exactly how that's gone and whether or not we feel it was successful, at least on an initial basis. Alongside that, and post-fellowship, there will also be internal culture change efforts and external policy briefings around open source at the Alan Turing Institute as well. Here you can see a very quick overview of my fellowship proposal plan. You can see that the bulk of the work is around the survey, deployment and development, analysis, and the pilot program development. I'm planning to kick off the pilot program in October 2025 to coincide with Hacktoberfest. And just a note to say that the ethics submission that I'm intending to do from January 2025 will also be published openly as part of my project so that people can see the ethics approval prior to contributing to the survey as well. Finally, I just wanted to take you through very quickly the fellowship proposal anticipated costs that include voucher prizes for survey incentives to hopefully give people additional incentives to respond to the survey. The bulk of the funding is expected to support conference attendance at both RSECon and Collaborations Workshop, and then lunch for pilot sessions, or food for pilot sessions, probably more accurately. There may be pastries involved. We anticipate, hopefully, we're aiming to reach about 50 people across multiple sessions. The last one, the compute resources for the open source report, is to be confirmed and discussed with the open source community of practice as well. All that remains to say, thank you very much for listening to my application, and let me know if you have any questions.